Oh, I didn't see you there. I was just studying my world map. More specifically, this little part right here called Mexico. Yeah, I guess the cat's out of the bag on that one. I've been spending some time studying the Mexican culture and learning how it compares to American culture and different cultural values like religion and other beliefs. Now, I know the presentation is about Mexico, but I felt a little awkward to stand outside like a Mexican restaurant or something, so I opted to tell you the wonders of Mexican culture while sharing some American culture. So that's why I'm here at the Garden of the Gods, a national landmark in America. I'll be visiting many American places today to tell you more about what I've learned about Mexican culture and how American culture may have shaped my own development. Now, from what I've researched and how I've been immersed in the culture, it seems like Mexico is not an individualist culture like ours is. Mexico actually has quite a collectivist culture. I had the pleasure to interview a fellow nursing student and good friend who was born in Mexico named Eloisa. She recounts the fact that her family was very important to her. The idea of family, and that family will always be there when others aren't, is very stressed in Mexico. Another large part of Mexican culture is religion. That's why I have here with me St. Joseph of the Catholic Church. Catholic is actually much larger population in Mexico than it is in America. The church kind of brings people together and gives people almost a second family, and this adds to that collectivist culture mindset that we find present in Mexico. Here we are outside an American elementary school. Traditionally in America, children attend school from 8 to 3 every single day, and there's a school within 40 minutes of every child. In Mexico, schooling looks a little bit different. From what Eloisa was telling me, it sounds like kids are only going to school from 8 in the morning to noon, but the schools can be as long as a 2-hour bus ride, and that makes it a lot harder for some kids to be able to go to school, not to mention family obligations. So whenever they are at school, they treat it as a privilege rather than an obligation. In America, we speak more freely, more openly, and maybe even more disrespectfully to our parents. Even after spending 2/3 of her life in America, Eloisa says she tries to raise her children the Mexican way. This means showing respect and being grateful for what you have. It also means putting high priorities on your family life and always respecting family. Welcome to Party City, where I get to tell you about the next important part of Mexican culture, holidays. They have a unique holiday in Mexico called Dia de los Muertos. It is not actually the Mexican version of Halloween, as many people think it is. Dia de los Muertos is a day to honor the dead family members. When people die in Mexico, it's not believed that they're gone forever. They just move on to the land of the dead, just a new stage anyways. And on October 31st to November 1st, the land of the dead and the land of the living are as close as they ever are. So people celebrate and invite their dead family members back to celebrate with them with feasts and parties and lights and wonderful times together. This is a very important holiday for many people in Mexico. Now, we don't have a holiday like Dia de los Muertos. I think in America, we truly believe that when people are dead, they're gone or they've moved to heaven, which is not the kind of thing where you're ever going to kind of come back where they would think in Dia de los Muertos. We do have a holiday honoring the fallen, though. This is called Memorial Day. This is centered around service members, though, fallen service members. This kind of shows the highlight of importance of military in America. America has 1.3 million active military members compared to Mexico's 183,000. The size of our military and the honor given to service members is ingrained in American culture, where there is not a large emphasis on this in Mexico. Welcome to our next American location, Walmart. We are here to discuss some things that may have shaped my cognitive, emotional, and psychosocial development. I believe I was raised, as many Americans are, with a college education in mind. This is very normal in America, with 19.9 million Americans attending college fall 2019, according to the National Center for Education Statistics. It's a little different in Mexico, though. People in Mexico, it's more normal for them to join the workforce right out of high school. Actually, Eloisa is only one of 3 siblings who attended college, while her parents didn't attend college either. This makes Eloisa a first-generation Mexican-American woman enrolled in college to save people's lives. Go Eloisa! We can now go on to our next location. Howdy, howdy. We made it to the next location. In terms of my emotional development, I really owe it to my parents for the kind of free-spirited and hippie environment I grew up in. It made me feel very comfortable sharing my emotions and being proud of my achievements. I attribute this more to my parents than American culture. In the collectivist culture in Mexico, I feel as though I would have been raised similarly and turned out emotionally developed similarly. But in the collectivist culture, maybe we wouldn't have celebrated my accomplishments as much, but more what I accomplished for the group, because that's more important in that collectivist culture than in the individualist culture in America. From a young age, Mexican children can find a sense of identity within the church and their religion. They also have a very strong sense of family. This makes a difference when they're ever trying to move out. In America, it's almost sink or swim. They send you out there, you got to pay your bills, you kind of got to make a life for yourself very, very young. And if you don't immediately do this, there's a sense of failure. You can get low self-esteem. You can feel like you're falling behind. In Mexico, it's not pushed to move out so early. There's a really strong sense of family and a good safety net to fall back on if anything does happen. I think psychosocially, this could help them in the long run. I conclude this video on top of my American-made truck, but with my Mexican-made blanket I bought from a local store that only sells Mexican-made products. I hope you all enjoyed learning about Mexico as much as I did. My life is certainly more enriched after this experience. I encourage everyone to go and try learning about a new culture, whether that means crossing a language barrier or trying a food you can't really pronounce. Thank you all so much for your time. Adios.